Good morning, everybody. What is up? Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Liz, your host here at Crimes Untold, and today we're going to be talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Yep. Or should I say Gypsy Rose Anderson? Future Gypsy Rose Urker. Future single mom to a child that she may or may not be pregnant with. And then she'll just be Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Again, that's besides the point. That's besides the So if you're new to the whole Gypsy Rose problems, she's pregnant. I do air quotes because I don't actually think she's pregnant. Based on her, I didn't watch the Life After Lockup thing either. I don't want to. I don't have any plans to. I don't have any desire to. She just irks me the wrong way, which is really funny because Ken, her boyfriend's last name is Urker. But that's besides the point. She there's something about her that it just nope, doesn't mesh well. And I feel that way with a lot of those who are narcissists and sociopaths and feel entitled to get whatever they feel they're entitled to. And she's one of them. Now, the whole timeline of her being pregnant, I know because of clips I've seen that people have posted on the internet where her dad says to Ken, "Don't get her pregnant. She wants a baby. Don't get her pregnant." And bam, she's pregnant. Well, her timeline doesn't make sense. You're pregnant for 10 months, not for 9. She says she's due in January. Yeah, like mid to end January. Um, the other problem I have with this too is that she had a nose job at the beginning of, what was it, April? So you had a nose job, had all that anesthesia. You actually were pregnant during that because your timeline does not make sense. So, January, December, November, October, September, August, July, June, May, April. So, your first full month into pregnancy would have been the end of April, which is when you said you got pregnant. So, you conceived your child at the end of March, which would have been the last time that you would have had coitus with your husband, Ryan. It's also known on the show as well that you and Ryan were trying to have a baby. He's also talked about it on TikTok Live. I feel really bad for this dude. Yeah. And it's also come out too that she just needed somewhere other than her parents' house to go. That's why she married Ryan for her release. Or that's a speculation. That's a speculatory statement. Yeah. Without a crystal ball, Katie Joy is the biggest person that or biggest source we're getting information from. Obviously, other than Ryan. Gypsy's gonna lie blue in the face to try and cash in and make coin off of this, and so is her stepmother, Christy. Her dad, on the other hand, Rod, I think that's his name. I don't know if he's fully aware of the magnitude of the scheme that she wants to keep trying spinning, but I feel bad for the dude nonetheless. He could have had a relationship with her all these years from all of the like text messages and conversations that have been leaked via him and Dee Dee Blanchard, Gypsy's mom, which is his ex. It was very cordial. So I don't know why he didn't, you know, rectify his relationship with his daughter. It probably would have helped her when she was younger, but it could have been her stepmom, but that's just a speculatory statement as well. They're her kids, his stepkids with her, with Christy, not with Dee Dee. They turned out very well, so I don't know. I don't know what the whole ish is there. Whole issue is there. What I do know is that Gypsy lives with her dad and her stepmom now. She's kind of acting like a cash cow. She's basically house arrested right now from all of the statements that I keep seeing and the different, what do you want to call them? Like tabloid YouTube channels like Spill Stash and Without a Crystal Ball and T. I don't know. Everybody's talking about it because everybody's getting their their information from Gypsy. She's been contacting content creators, the same thing with Christy, to befriend them, give them information, and then completely shut them out. She did two separate TikTokers, or yeah, I think they were TikTokers, about her boyfriend, Ken Urker's ex-girlfriend. She gave him all this information and then blocked him. I believe so that she can show that he doesn't swing both ways. But at the same time, when this TikToker is going to talk to his ex-girlfriend, or both of these TikTokers will talk to this ex-girlfriend, they're going to find out the truth anyway. So why are you trying to basically give them the information when you know what is accurate? Everything just does not make sense with the girl. I don't think she understands the magnitude of how much she's screwing up her life, because she is screwing up her life. She's doing exactly what she said she didn't want to do. She is amidst a divorce with her husband Ryan. She is dating her ex-fiance Ken Urker. She's pregnant. Don't know who the baby daddy is, which that's been spoken about on both terms, that she has no idea who got her pregnant. That's her problem. And she's just trying to make money off of the things that she did with Nicholas Godejohn to affect her mother. Mhm. Yep. I also have many questions when it comes to the unaliving of her mother as well, because her crime scene photos are recirculating as well. Due to the horrific wounds we saw in her crime scene photos, I don't think what Gypsy's saying is true. Where she said that she put her mom to sleep and Godejohn entered the residence, and this is when Gypsy hid in a bathroom while Nicholas took care of her mother. I don't think that's accurate at all. And the whole thing about her having doubt or second thoughts when it comes to the actual crime of unaliving her mother, I don't think that's right either. Where she's talked to multiple people about trying to take care of her mother in this way, I don't think it's accurate. I also don't think it's right that she got a different sentence than him. No, because she was the mastermind. She should have gotten more. She was the one that coerced him and influenced him to do this. He was her victim. I get it. She spun the Munchausen by proxy, but Nicholas Godejohn was her victim. So was Dee Dee. He was just as much at fault as Gypsy, but it's like, if you think about it, think of master manipulators that control people to do what they want. Charles Manson controlled multiple people to do what he wanted, to take care of people. I think most of them are out of prison now. Why did Godejohn get more time than Gypsy? I don't understand that. And then for her to go on to social media and say that she is unalived on Dee Dee's Facebook. Why? Why? It doesn't make any sense. Why are you going on social media to post about something that you regret, that you had doubts about? Mm-mm. And the whole thing too about her and him meeting on a dating website. They met on a Christian dating website, and then 2 years into them talking online, they finally met in person at the movies, and she had sex with him in the bathroom. I get it. You have love for this person, but that's the first time you're meeting him, and then apparently there was I might be pregnant type thing. She's always used that as a crutch. I don't understand it at all. At all. I understand that, yes, you had a bad you weren't brought up correctly. You were being told certain things. You had certain things wrong with you, but not everything wrong with you that you were told. She got 10 years in prison and she pled guilty. His trial happened in November of 2018, and Gypsy testified, of course she did, that she's the one that came up with the plan, and because it was her only way out. There's multiple ways out. She just actually had to use her brain in order to do so. Again, that is my thoughts, my opinion about this, is that she had a different way out. She just refused to take it. This was the only thing in her mind that seemed right at the time. Yeah. There was no dispute whether or not he actually unalived Dee Dee. It was the fact that he was manipulated by Gypsy to do so. His charges were reduced to second degree murder, or they should have been reduced to second degree murder, but instead he was found guilty of first degree murder. And he also was found guilty of armed criminal action. He did say at his sentencing that he's blinded by love, and that was always very much the case. So he has life without parole plus 25 years. I don't think that's fair at all. And a lot with the sentence too is that Gypsy said she was going to talk to certain people in regards to his sentence. She never did. She just wanted to talk about herself. She just wants to make more money off of herself. She even said that she wanted to influence people to do things. So why are you still contacting people in prison, which you're not supposed to do because it violates your parole, and saying that I'm going to talk to this person about it, I'm going to talk to that person about it, and you don't. And you're not even using your own account, you're using your husband's account before you left him. Why are you doing that? It don't make no sense. There's a lot, like, I get it. Some women are blinded by certain things, especially when they think they're madly in love with somebody. The whole thing with her and Ken, that's just deep infatuation. She don't love him. She's just looking for somebody else to stick it in her until she finds somebody that she actually likes, and then she's going to leave him. I think she actually loved Ryan. That's why she married him. But again, she used him to get what she wanted, just so she could throw him to the side. All she wanted from them was a baby. That's it. That's all she wanted. Now she's pregnant, don't know who the dad is. Yep, I don't get it. There is also a condition of her parole in which she cannot have any contact with Nicholas Kotajan, and she doesn't want to contact him, which I think is not right. If you at least talk to your lawyer and see if you can have a conversation with Nicholas Kotajan to okay it with your parole, I think it would be smart, because she's done him wrong in so many ways because of this. He's in jail. He's in jail for life. He also said that his relationship with Gypsy was some of the best days of his life, which was talked about in the it was a special that they had on Oxygen. What was it called? Oh, Gypsy Rose and Nick, The Love to Kill. That was part of an interview that he gave, and he said that from the beginning he knew that they were soulmates. And when he was with her for those 5 days, yes, 5 days, he was physical with her. Those 5 days were intense, they were inspiring, and they were the most magical days that he's ever had in his life. Um, he also spoke about the unaliving of Dee Dee and saying that it was to ensure that they could be together, him and Gypsy. He also said that he knew deep down that they would end up being together in the end, but there wasn't any other option. He was manipulated to think that. He was brainwashed by Gypsy to think this. That's my opinion. He also said he wanted to make sure that Dee Dee wasn't going to harm her anymore and that he took care of it. I don't think the abuse at Dee Dee's hands was as bad as Gypsy's saying. I think it was the other way around. That's my personal opinion. This girl needs therapy. Lots of therapy. lots and lots of therapy. I I'm not doubting anybody that speaks about abuse in any way, but there's something else that this girl is hiding, and she wants to deeply bury it as far as she wants to, so nobody finds out about it. What if it's this? I don't know. I don't know. He has been in talks of a new trial on the grounds that his counsel was ineffective. Um, that was back in August of 2022, but in March of 2023, his motion to vacate and set aside to correct the judgment and resentence was unfortunately denied. I think a lot of that too has to do with Gypsy, her getting her way, trying to not allow Nick to come out. Because I think if Gypsy is retried, now she'd have to be retried on a federal level, not on a state level. And if she's retried on a federal level, that means double jeopardy. I believe that means that double jeopardy doesn't come back into play. Let me double check. Murder charges on a federal level. If she does get charged, or say if her crime, let's see. Federal murder would be first-degree murder. So when does a unaliving become a federal charge? Let's see the criteria. Let's see. When you cross state lines, you kill federal officials, you're killing a federal property, or it's a hate crime or terrorism. So crossing state lines, when a unaliving becomes a crime involving state lines. Now, I guess that wouldn't technically work in her advantage or against her because, she lives in another state. But there's also lots of parole issues when it comes to where she lives, why she wanted to live where she does, and all that jazz. But this girl, mm-mm, 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 no. She was released from the Chillicothe Correctional Facility, which is in Ohio, where she was with her best friends. Who her best friend's girlfriend actually has been talking out about it on TikTok because Gypsy said she was going to talk to Kim Kardashian, of all people, about what happened to her because it was a very similar circumstance. Very, actually, extremely similar. This girl's away for the rest of her life. Gypsy got out in 10 years. Well, technically 8. She served 8 years behind bars. I do believe if she violates her parole, she has to finish the remaining 2 years. But that's if they actually bring her back. She qualified for early release because she served 85% of her sentence. Oh, another fun fact is that Nicholas Godejohn called her master and he was slave. He apparently introduced her to BDSM stuff or themes as they grew closer together, online. And this is when he called her master and him slave. So he's going to do anything that his master tells him to. If you don't understand a BDSM relationship, if you are the slave, you're the submissive one, you listen to what your master says. So if she told him to get in front of a bus and die, he would have gotten in front of a bus to die, all to think that his love for her would deepen. Relationships like that are some things that will never unfold in the right way, or you think will unfold in the right way. You also can't understand a relationship like that unless you've been in one because it is a very different type of relationship. Very different type. You won't absolutely understand that unless you've gone through it. You know people that have gone through it. Things like that. It's the same thing when it comes to the Munchausen by proxy stuff that Gypsy said is the reason why she was the way she was. Yeah. It's also like her saying that she was raped by him after Dee Dee was unalived, but yet she talked about having consensual sex with him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know about that. There's also a thing about him saying he wanted to have he he wanted to commit necrophilia on Dee Dee. But I think a lot of that too was something that maybe Gypsy put in his brain. And then Gypsy saying that she made a deal with him that I'd let him use me so he wouldn't do that to her mom. I think the whole act that he's talking about was probably going to take place prior to him or them unaliving her, not after. No. There's just a whole bunch wrong with this. And the way she just looks at everybody during an interview, she just looks like that sad puppy dog that is a trained look, and it's something that she grew up learning how to do because she learned how to scheme people from a young age, getting everything that she needed even though she didn't need it. All the medical treatment, all the Make-A-Wish stuff, going to Disney, getting money from celebrities, all of this stuff. She was trained how to get it. That's a learned behavior. The way she looks at people during interviews, that's a learned behavior. The way she acts is a learned behavior. There's a lot there's a lot about or a lot you can tell from people by the way that they act. Prime example. Everything she's doing is a learned behavior. Everybody she's around, she's learning from them. Yeah, she may not have gone to regular school, she may not have had the most normal upbringing, but everything she knows is a learned behavior. Everything she's building her life off of is learned behavior. She's seeing all this stuff on all social media accounts. That's why she did what she did when she was released. Talking about all the coitus her and Ryan were having because she was so happy. Or wanting to have a baby, trying to have a baby. Because a lot of 9 times out of 10, a lot of people assume that, yeah, let's have a baby. We're going to fix everything. Mm-mm. It does not fix everything. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. It does not. It just makes things more complex. Now, if she wanted to not end up like her mom, she's absolutely ending up exactly like her mother. Her mother was a single mom. Her dad was not in the picture, either by his choice, by Dee Dee's choice, whoever's choice. Gypsy Rose is ending up exactly like her mother. Her mother's family doesn't want anything to do with her because of everything. I think a lot of them are actually trying to get the money that Gypsy made off of the unaliving of her mother, which she shouldn't have done because you're not allowed to collect money once committing a crime. Yeah, there's laws against that. Your whatever money you make, that's supposed to go into a trust or whatever to the family of the victim. So all the money that she's making off of this, because she lives in a completely separate state now, I think she lives in Louisiana. Yeah, where she lives in Louisiana, I don't think they have the laws where it prevents you, or they have similar laws. Laws against. It's like profiting on a murder or on an unaliving. Yeah, federal and state laws for compensating that compensate victims with profit gained when the offender tells a story of a crime. It violates the First Amendment, or like Son of Sam laws, that's what they're called. So you cannot profit off of a crime in which you commit and sell the story. This Son of Sam law, or the notoriety for profit laws, that's what it's called. That's the actual title of it. A lot of people know it as the Son of Sam laws. So this violates free speech, but it doesn't at the same time, because yes, these people are talking about what they did, but you cannot have monetary gain because of what you did. And that's exactly what Gypsy's doing. She's doing it on TikTok. She's doing it on all the interviews that she's doing. And what's she doing? She's pocketing this money, saying that she's broke. Poor me, give me more. What did she do with her mother before the unaliving happened? Her and her mother did the same thing. Schemed to get money, schemed to get everything. Now, I'm not denying the fact that, yes, they needed money for the actual medical issues that Gypsy had, but they also probably needed money for the medical issues that Dee Dee had as well. Dee Dee was not in great of health, especially by the end, she was not. So, like I said, a learned behavior is a learned behavior. That's exactly what Miss Gypsy's doing. All these learned behaviors that she grew up with, she's acquired. They're in her skill set. I call it your skill set tool belt that you have for your life. You grew up with these things. You're using them to your advantage now. Telling people you're going to talk to those who could help you fix your sentence or look into your sentence for reform and not do so because you just get so excited about talking about yourself. That's a straight up narcissist right there. That's my opinion. And I got a lot more opinions when it comes to her family too, but it ain't worth my time. Nope, no. It's sickening and saddening for Dee Dee's family to continue to see this unfold online when all of this could have been rectified the first time that she was talking about it in court or during her, what is it, when she was first in custody with police. This all could have been cleared up. Instead, she spun a lie, spun a lie, spun a lie to get what she wanted because that's how she is. She wanted to get what she wanted exactly what she wanted. Yeah. I feel that Gypsy is going to have an extreme downfall in her life and she's not going to be able to come back from it. I think the same thing happened with Dee Dee as well, but that was closer to when she was unalived. I think when she found out about, I think it was her diabetes that was really bad. Um, that was her undoing. Eventually, I think that Gypsy's going to hit that too. And it's going to be something that she's not going to be able to come back from. Whether it is from violating the law, whether it's not from violating the law. Either way, she ain't going to come back from it. She's not going to be able to come back from it because something's got to give with this lady. Something exactly has got to give from this lady. You have a poor, heartbroken, soon to be ex husband who you strung for the longest time. I believe they've been married since, or they've been together since 2020, or they've been married for like 2 years or something like that. You strung him along that long under the ruse of being happy and being together, starting a family, all this jazz. And yet you just throw him to the side. You just throw him to the side. And it's not like he's not a good dude. They Everything she was speaking about online on TikTok the Life After Lockup special show, whatever came out, which they are filming season 2 right now. Filming season 2. Just keep that in mind. They're further selling themselves, but it's not just Gypsy, it's her stepmother, Christy, that's also got a lot to do with it. So within 3 months of her being released from prison, she separates from her husband. Within 3 months. Is it because he wasn't giving her what she wanted? Because she kept asking for more and more and more? She wanted a baby, she wanted this, she wanted that. Or is it because her learned behaviors are finally coming out and they started not seeing eye to eye? I don't know. What I do know is that a lot of the things that she was talking about on TikTok and with other sources about how bad her relationship was with Ryan, that's not how it played out on the show. He was a very caring husband who wanted to take care of her. He wanted to do anything he could for her because he loved her. Who does that sound like? Nicholas Godejohn. Here's another dude that she strung along. It's the same thing with Ken, although Ken, I think, has bigger blinders than we can fully understand at this time. Ryan was used, I think, the worst, almost the worst out of all three of these men. And there's another dude too that she was talking to before Nicholas Godejohn, whom she asked to unalive her mother. and planned to unalive her mother. And then whatever happened, and then she met Nicholas Godejohn. I get it. Is it because you're having a simple life with your husband and don't like it because he wants to have a quiet life with you? You don't want that. You want to be in the spotlight. You want all the fame. Is that why you really left Ryan? You left a man that loved you, that wanted to have babies with you, all for glitz and fame. I'm asking open-ended questions here. I know I'm never going to get the answers to these questions because I'm never going to talk to this chick in real life. If I ever do, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what my reaction would be because you can say things blue in the face, but until it comes to fruition, until you actually talk to these people, you ain't gonna know. You're gonna be like a deer in headlights. It's like saying that, oh, if I saw an accident or if I saw somebody hurt in front of me, I would take action. No, you won't. No, you will not. When you see a train wreck happening in front of you, you can't help but stand and watch. It's a learned behavior that people have. There's only very few that will actually take action. Very few. It's like 2% of the population. If they witness something happening, that 2% will actually act. The rest of people will just stand there and watch. And that's what society's doing. We're standing and watching. And those 2% of people that are actually acting on it are the ones that are talking about what Gypsy has said and done with them or to them. And now she's angry. Now she's angry because she ain't getting what she wants. My ultimate question here is she just throwing a tantrum or is she just, trying to play it the way that she wants to? Yeah. So like I stated in this video, I didn't want to make a video about Gypsy Rose. Nope. I didn't have any plans to because I don't the whole case disgusts me, and it disgusts me in a way that I could I can't fathom or understand the sheer thought of people doing that or wanting to do that. To lie, manipulate, steal, and be so cruel, be so just, I don't, I, That's why they're classified as narcissist manipulators. Again, like I've said, this entire video is my opinion. My opinion. Everything I'm talking about is all public information. Everything that's been relayed, all public information. Son of Sam laws, everything that happened with her and Nicholas Godejohn, everything that's happening with her and Ryan Anderson, her sentence, where she was, who she's with now, which is her mom and her stepmom and her dad in Louisiana. Everything that happened with Dee Dee, things that happened with Dee Dee, everything with Ken Urker. They're very public about everything because everything's on the internet. And what do they say? Once it's on the internet, it's always on the internet. That is what narcissistic people like. They like seeing it. They like seeing people talk about them. That's why I didn't want to talk about her, because she's a narcissist. And like I aforementioned, she can spin it until she's blue in the face, but there's going to be a time when she is going to fall, and she is not going to like it because people are fully not going to like her anymore. They're not going to see her as that cute little gypsy that can't do no wrong. Even the men that love her, they are going to see her in a light that, nope, she ain't that cute little gypsy anymore. She's just that person that once had her claws in my skin and told me I needed to do things the way that she wanted to. Ain't the other way around. No. Not, no, no. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Um, yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn your bell notification on, all that we know whenever I upload. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. It's really sad that close to 1,000 subscribers, I would be talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. But alas, I'll see you in the next one.